Now we'll be solving the from Ncert mathematics book exercise number 4.3 page number 89. On here I have written all the problems. Solve the following question. The question number 1, I have written question number A, B, C, D, E, F, G till Z. Now you need to pause the video, you solve these questions, and then if you have a difficulty or after you solve, to confirm that your solution is right, you can play the video and compare your steps and answer with the answers and the steps given in the video. Now I'll be solving one after the another from A to Z. Now let's take the problem A. My A is 2y plus 5 by 2 equals to 37 divided by 2. Now, to solve the equation, we need to find the value of y. So, we need to make y separate, or you can say in other term, isolate y. So, first I am going to transpose this plus 5 by 2 from left hand side to the right hand side. So, my next step will be 2y equals to 37 divided by 2. Now I am transposing the number 5 by 2, which is a plus on the left hand side. So it will be a minus on the right hand side. So the answer, so it will be minus 5 by 2. To understand the transpose, you can rewind and see the previous video. Now here my 2y, to further simplify, my LCM is 2, here 37 minus 5, that is equals to 2y equal to 32 divided by 2. So 2y, if I simplify further, 16 2s are 35, 2 1s are 2, 16 2s are 35. So now next, to isolate y, 2 I am going to transpose from the left hand side to the right hand side. Since 2 is multiplied on the left hand side, it will be, when I transpose, it will be divided on the right hand side. So my answer will be 2 1s are 2, 8 2s are 16. So value of y is 8. So now we solve the problem B. B is 5t plus 28 equals to 10. Now to isolate t, I am going to first transpose plus 28 from left hand side to the right hand side. So my next step will be 5t equals to 10 minus 28. See, 28 is a plus 28 on the left hand side. When I transpose it to the right hand side, it will be a negative. So now my next step will be 5t equals to, now the 10 is having no sign, that means it's a positive sign. So the signs are different. We will be doing a subtraction. We will be subtracting the smaller number from the larger number. So 28 minus 10 comes out to be 18. And the sign of the larger number, so negative. So minus 18. Now 5 is multiplied to my variable t. So I am going to transpose 5 onto the right hand side. Now, since 5 is multiplied on the left hand side, when I transpose it onto the right hand side, it will be divided by 5. So my answer will be of t will be minus 18 divided by 5. So now let's move on to the next question, which is C. 9 by 5 9 by 5 plus 3, q by 5 plus 3 equals to 2. Now, first we'll transpose plus 3. So my next step will be q divided by 5 equals to 2. Now I am transposing a plus 3 from left hand side to the right hand side. So it will be negative. So the added number I am transposing, so it will be subtracted. So 2 minus 3. So my next step will be q divided by 5 equal to, here again, plus 2 minus 3. Signs are different. We will be subtracting a smaller number from the larger number. 3 minus 2 is 1 and the sign of a larger number. So it's a minus 1. So now to isolate q, what I am going to do? I will transpose this divided by 5 onto the right hand side. So next step will be q equals to minus 1. The number which is divided I am transposing onto the right hand side. So it will be multiplied into 5. So my value of q will be minus 1 into 5. The operation is of a multiplication. The 5 is having a plus sign which is not written. So minus 1 into plus 5, the answer will be a negative. Since it's a multiplication and different side. In multiplication, when there is the same sign, the answer will be a positive. When there is a different sign, the answer will be a negative. Now let's solve the problem D. D. Q divided by 4 plus 7 equals to 5. Now again, I am going to transpose plus 7 from left hand side to the right hand side. So my next step will be q divided by 4 equals to 5 minus 7. Since I am transposing positive 7 from left hand to the right hand, it becomes a negative. So my next step will be q divided by 4 equals to, again here the 5 is positive, 7 is negative, signs are different. We will be subtracting the smaller number from the larger number. So 7 minus 5 comes out to be 2 and the sign of a smaller number. So it's a larger number. So it's a minus 2. Now to find the value of q, I am further going to transpose divided by 4 onto the right hand side. So my next step will be q equals to minus 4 minus 2 into 4. Since I am divided by 4, I transpose to the right hand side. So it becomes a multiply. So my next step will be q equals to minus 2 into 4 to the 8. And since the sign of the 2 is different, so it's a negative. And the operation is a multiplication. So my q answer will be q equals to minus 8. Now let's move on to the problem E. E. The problem is 5 divided by 2 into x equals to minus 5. Now we can do this one in one step. Now, but I'll be doing step by step. So first what I am doing, the 2 is divided. So I am going to transpose 2 from the left hand side to the right hand side. My next step will be 5x equals to minus 5 into 2. I transpose 2 from the left hand side. In the left hand side it was divided. So when I transpose, it becomes a multiply. So my next step will be 5x equals to minus 5 plus 2 into plus 2 equals to minus 10. Now 5 is multiplied, so I will transpose 5 from the left hand side to the right hand side. So my next step will be x equals to minus 10 divided by 5. since 5 was multiplied on the left hand side, it will be, when I transpose it to the right hand side, it will be divided. So my value of x will be 5 2s are 5 1s are 5, 5 2s are 10. So my answer will be -2. Now let's look at the problem if if 5 by 2 into x equals to 25 divided by 4. Again similar problem. Now here you can do one thing. Actually you can think or you can learn it other way around. Now when we transpose a number, we transpose a reciprocal of it onto the right hand side. So the reciprocal of +2 for the addition is -2. The reciprocal of half is 2 in multiplication. So here if you say 5x, now I am transposing this divided by 2 equals to 25 divided by 4 into 2. I am not going to solve this right this moment. So you will understand what reciprocal is. So finally x equals to 24 divided by 4. Now this 5 is multiplied. So I am transposing 5 onto the right hand side. So my value of x equals to 25 divided by 4 into, now since 5 was multiplied, it is a divided. So now you understood 5 by 2 when I transpose onto the right hand side is becomes a 2 by 5. So 2 by 5, the reciprocal of 5 by 2, multiplicative reciprocal of 5 by 2 you can say is a 2 by 5. So now here 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 5 1s are 5, 5 5s are 25. So x equals to 5 divided by 2. Now let's move on to the next problem. So my next problem is G. 7m plus 19 divided by 2 equals to 13. Now here I am going to transpose 19 divided by 2 first. So 7m equals to 13 minus 19 divided by 2. The 19 divided by 2 here was added on the left hand side. So when I transpose it onto the right hand side, it will be subtracted. So now here I divided by 1. So my next step will be 7m. My LCM is 2. 13 2s are minus 19. That's equal to 13 2s are 26 minus 19 divided by 2. So 7m equals 2. So next step will be 7m equals to 26 minus 19 comes out to be 7 divided by 2. Now 7 is multiplied on the left hand side. So I am going to transpose it onto the right hand side. So my next step will be m equals to 7 divided by 2. Now here, yes, 7 was multiplied over here. So it will be divided 1 upon 7. So my next step will be 7 1s are 7, 7 1s are 7. So 1 upon 2. The value of m is a 1 upon 2. Now move to the next one. H. Z plus 10 equals to minus 2. Now here first, to find the value of z, we need to isolate z. So we'll be transposing this plus 10 from left hand side to the right hand side. So my next step will be 6z equal to minus 2 minus 10. So next step 6z equal to, now signs are same, so we'll be adding 10 plus 2 will be 12 and the same sign over here. So the answer is minus 12. Now I'll be transposing multiply 6 onto other side. So my next step will be z equal to 12 divided by 6. Since 6 was multiplied on the left hand side, so when I transpose it onto the right hand side, it becomes divide. So my next step will be z equal to 6 1s are 6, 6 2s are 12. So answer is a minus 2. Next, we'll be solving I. I. 3L divided by 2 equals to 2 divided by 3. Now, here again, now I'll be transposing this divided by 2 first. So my next step will be 3L 2 divided by 3. Since 2 is divided over here, so when I transpose it onto the right side, it will be multiplied. So my next step will be 3L equals to 4 divided by 3. So now this 3 which is multiplied, I'll be transposing onto the right hand side. So L equals to, now 3 is multiplied. When I transpose it onto the right hand side, it will be divided. So it will be 3 when I transpose, it becomes divide, that is a 1.1 upon 3. So my answer value of L will be 4 divided by 9. Now we'll solve the last one, that is J. J 2b divided by 3 minus 5 equals to 3. Now first, to find the value of b, I need to isolate b. So first I'll transpose this minus 5. So the 5 is subtracted on the left hand side. So 5 will be added on the right hand side. So when you transpose a negative number onto the right hand side, it becomes a positive. So my next step will be 2b divided by 3 equals to 8. And another thing, keep in mind, don't escape any of the steps. Do all the steps one after the another. Let the problem, if the length of the solution goes on and it becomes little larger, don't bother about it, because then once you solve and once you follow every step, it's good for you to understand, and then there are likely less chances of happening a silly mistake. So now 2b divided by 3 equals to 8. Now to get rid of this 3, I'll transpose this divided by 3. So my next step is 2b 8 into 3. Since 3 was divided on the left hand side, when I transpose it onto the right hand side, it becomes a multiplied. So my next step is 2b equals to 24. Now I am going to isolate this b. I'll be transposing this 2, which is multiplied on the left hand side. So my next step is b equals to 24 divided by 2. Since 2 was multiplied, when I transpose it onto the right hand side, it divides. So the value of my b will be 2 1s are 2, 12 2s are 24. I reiterate, and again mention, I am considering that you know all tables very well and you should be having a by-hearted tables till 30. So now my value of B is 12. Now we will be solving the Ncert exercise number 4.3, which is on the page number 89. The question number 2, solve the following equations. I have written all the questions. You may pause the video and solve these questions, and later on to check whether your answers are correct or the wrong, or you follow all the steps or not. You can play the video and compare your solutions with my one. So I am going to solve one after another from A to E. Now let's first look at the problem A. The problem in A is 2 into x plus 4 equals to 12. Now to solve the equation, that means we need to find value of x. So to find the value of x, we need to isolate x. So now I'll be rewriting this problem again. The 2 into x plus 4 equals to 12. So now to get rid of this 2, so 2 is multiplied to this expression x plus 4. So I'll divide it by 2, or you can say I'll transpose multiply 2 onto from left hand side to the right hand side. When we transpose a multiplicative factor from left hand side, so my next step will be x plus 4 equals to 12 divided by 2. Since 2 is multiplied on the left hand side, when we transpose it to the right hand side, it will be divided. So my next step will be x plus 4 equals to 6. Now the plus 4, to isolate this x, I need to transpose this plus 4 from left hand side to the right hand side. So the 4 is added, it was an addition on the left hand side. So when I transpose, it will be a subtracted. So plus 4, when we transpose to the right hand side from left hand side, it becomes a minus 4. So my answer will be x equal to 6 minus 4 equals to 2. Here you need to understand and not to get confused. When we say a 2 and we don't mention any sign in between, there is always a multiplication. So 2, in other terms we can say 2 is like a coefficient of this complete x plus 4. And when there is a bracket put with any equation, that means we need to treat that as 1 in relation with the other. So here 2x plus 4 is nothing but 2 into x plus 4. So now let's move on to the next one. The question B is 3 into 3n minus 5 equals to 21. Now here again I'll rewrite 3 into n minus 5 equals to 21. Now to get rid of this 3, I'll be moving 3 from the left hand side to the right hand side. That is, I'll be transposing 3 from left hand side where it is a multiplicative factor onto the right hand side. So when a multiplicative factor is transposed, it becomes a dividing on the other side, that is on the right hand side. So my next step will be n minus 5. 21 divided by 3 comes out to be 7. As I mentioned repetitively, you need to by heart your tables from 2 to 30. So to find the answers quickly. So you save whole lot of time, which we normally will be spending doing a rough work for this simple kind of a division or multiplication. So now my next step will be I'll be transposing this minus 5. So now I'll transpose this minus 5 from left hand side. So the minus 5 when we transpose onto the right hand side, it becomes a plus 5. So now my n will be n equal to 7 plus 5, that is equal to 12. So now again, like the previous one, there is no sign mentioned between 3 and n minus 5. So when there is a nothing mentioned, there is always a multiplication. So now let's move on to the problem B. C. C 3 n minus 5 equals to minus 21. While attending this kind of a questions, you need to be very careful about the signs given to the number. So I rewrite this as 3 into n minus 5 equals to minus 21. Now I will be transposing 3 from the left hand side to the right hand side. So my next step will be n minus 5 equal to minus 21 divided by 3. When we transpose a multiplicative factor from left side to the right side, it becomes a divider. So now my next step will be n minus 5 equals to minus 7. Now here is a division, signs are different, so the result will be a negative. Now I will transpose the minus 5 from left hand side to the right hand side. So n equals to minus 7. Since I am transposing a negative number, it will be a positive on the right hand side. Now here the signs are different, so we will be doing a subtraction. We will be subtracting a smaller number from the larger number. So 7 minus 5 equal to 2, and then the sign will be of a larger number. So it's a minus 2. So the value of n comes out to be minus 2. So now let's move on to the next problem, D. D. Minus 4 into 2 plus x. 2 plus x equals to 8. Now I'll simplify this further. 4 into 2 plus x equals to 8. Now minus 4 is a multiplicative factor which I am going to transpose to the right hand side. So my next step will be 2 plus x equals to 8, and since this is a multiplicative here, it will be divided, minus 4. Now the next step will be 2 plus x equals to minus 2. The operation is of a division, signs are different, so the result will be a negative. Now I need to transpose this plus 2 onto the other side. Here again you need to understand there is no sign mentioned for the 2. That means it's a positive. So now I'll be transposing plus 2 onto the other side. So my next step will be x equals to minus 2 minus 2. So though both signs are similar, so we'll be doing a addition. 2 plus 2 will be a 4, and then the sign. So the answer will be x equals to minus 4. So now let's move on to the next problem, E. So E 4 into 2 minus x equals to 8. Now again I'll rewrite this as 4 into 2 minus x equals to 8. Now again I am going to transpose this 4 onto the right hand side. So my next step will be 2 minus x. Since I am multiplicative, 4 I am transposing, so it will be dividing on right hand side. So 8 divided by 4. So the ultimate answer will be 2 minus x. 8 divided by 4 equals to 2. Now here the sign, there is no sign for the plus 2, so it's a plus 2. Now I am going to transpose this plus 2 onto the other side. So minus x equals to, so plus 2 when I transpose onto the other side, it becomes a minus 2. So 2 minus 2. So minus x equals to 0. But here we need to understand, we need to find value of x and not the minus x. So what to make this x a positive number, we will be multiplying minus 1 to both the sides. So I am multiplying on this left hand side. Similarly, I will be multiplying on the right hand side. So minus x into minus 1 comes out to be x. And 0 into anything is a 0. So my ultimate answer x equals to 0. Insert book exercise number 4.3, page number 89, question 3. Solve the following equation. Now again I have written all the questions. You can pause the video, solve these questions, and once you complete solve, and then if you want, and then you can compare or check, confirm your answers with the mine one. I am going to solve A, B from A to E. Now let's understand the A. So here 4 equals to 5 into P minus 2. Now first let's understand, when we say solve the equations, that means we need to find the value of a variable. So P, the value of the P we need to find. So this is a general practice that the value which we want to find, we always put it on the left hand side. So I am going to rewrite this problem as 5 into P minus 2 equals to 4. See, you need to understand, if A equals to B, that means B is equals to A. Now if I say, if A equals to 2 and B equals to 2, therefore A equal to B is automatically B equal to A. So now let's move on to the next step. Here what I will be doing, see, I will rewrite again this statement, 5 into P minus 2 equals to 4. When there is no sign mentioned, there is always a multiplication. So now I am going to transpose this multiplicative 5 onto the right hand side. So my next step will be P minus 2 equals to 4. Now since 5 is multiplied on the left hand side, it will be divided on the right hand side. So next step will be, now I need to transpose this minus 2 from left hand side to the right hand side. So next step will be P equals to 4 minus 4 divided by 5 plus 2. Now when we transpose a negative number from left hand side to the right hand side, it becomes a positive number. So here my next step will be, since there is a nothing, the 2 is divided by 1. So my LCM is 5. So 4 plus 2 into 5. Therefore the next step will be 5. 4 plus 10, that is equal to 14 divided by 5 is my value of the P. So now we can reconfirm this complete equation by putting 14 divided by 5 in place of a P. Now say I'll rewrite it, 5, my LHS, my RHS of the problem is 5 into P divided by P minus 2. Now I'll substitute value of P in place of P. value of P is 14 divided by 5. So 14 divided by 5 minus 2. There is nothing on the divided side, so I place a 1. So that's equal to 5 into my LCM here is a 5. So 14 minus 2 into 5. So next step will be 5 into 14 minus 10. 14 minus 10 divided by 5. So my next step will be 5 into 14 minus 10, 4 divided by 5. So 5 gone. So answer is 4, which is equal to LHS. So this way, when you solve any problem, you yourself can confirm whether your answer is right or the wrong. So now we will be moving on to the question B. My next problem is minus 4 equals to 5 into P minus 2. Now here again A equal to B, that means B equal to A. So I rewrite this as 5 into P minus 2 equals to minus 4. Now again I'll rewrite this 5 into P minus 2 equals to minus 4. Now I'll transpose from 5 from the left hand side to the right hand side. So my next step will be P minus 2 equals to, since 5 is multiplied on the left hand side, it will be divided on the right hand side when I transpose it. So my right hand side will be minus 4 divided by 5. Now I need to transpose this minus 2 from left hand side to the right hand side. So my next step will be P equals to minus 4 divided by 5 plus 2. Now plus 2 can be written as 2 divided by 1. So now to further simplify, my LCM is 5. Here minus 4 plus 2 into 5. So the answer will be minus 4 plus 10 divided by 5. So the signs are different. So we will be doing a subtraction. We will be subtracting a smaller number from the larger number. So my answer will be minus 10 minus 4 is equal to 6. Sign of a larger number, it comes out to be a plus 6 upon 5. So the value of P is 6 by 5. 6 divided by 5. So now let's move on to problem C. equals to 4 plus 3 into t plus 2. Now I'll be again moving this right hand side. I'll be swapping the sides since I need to find the value of t and I want t to be on my left hand side. So I rewrite the problem 4 plus 3 into t plus 2 equals to 16. Now first I'll be transposing this plus 4 from left hand side to the right hand side. So my next step will be 3 into t plus 2 equals to, now plus 4, when I transpose from left hand side to right hand side, it will be a minus 4, 16 minus 4. So now my next step will be 3 into t plus 2 equals to 12. Now I'll transpose this 3 which is multiplied on left hand side to the right hand side. So now my next step will be t plus 2 equals to, since t is multiplied on the left hand side, it will be divided on the right hand side. So my next step will be t plus 2 equals to 3 4s are 12 equals to 4. Now I am going to transpose this plus 2 from left hand side to the right hand side. So t equals to 4. Now since I am transposing a positive 2 to right hand side, it will be negative 2. So now my next step will be t equals to 4 minus 2 equals to 2. Again there is no sign to the 4, that means it's a positive number. Signs are different, so we will be doing a subtraction. We will be subtracting minus 4 from 2, so my answer is 2 in the sign of a larger number, that is a plus 2. So now we move on to the next problem, that is D. D 4 plus 5 into p minus 1 equals to 34. Now we don't need to swap the sides since p is already on the left hand side. Now I transpose this 4 from left hand side to the right hand side. So my next step will be 5 into p minus 1 equals to 34 minus 4. So my next step, I am going to, now I will be combining two steps to do a little quicker. So 5 into p minus 1 equals to 34 minus 4 is equal to 30. So now I will transpose this multiply 5 from left hand side to the right hand side. So p minus 1 equals to 30 divided by 5. Since 5 was multiplied on the left hand side, when we transpose it onto the right hand side, it becomes a divide. So now my next step is 5 p minus 1, 5 6 the 30. So now I will be transposing the minus 1 from left hand side to right hand side. So next step will be p equal to 6. Since this 1 is negative on the left hand side, it will be positive. That is, since it is subtracted on the left hand side, it will be added on the, when we transpose, it will be added onto the right hand side. So now p equal to 6 plus 1 equals to 7. So now we will be moving on to the next problem. E. 0 equals to 16 plus 4 into m minus 6. Now I need to find the value of m, and n is on the right hand side. So I am going to swap the sides. So I will rewrite the problem. 16 plus 4 into m minus 6 equals to 0. Now first I will transpose this plus 16 from left hand side to right hand side. So my next step will be 4 into m minus 6 equals to 0. Since I am transposing positive plus sign, which is an additive from left hand, it will be subtracted or the negative on the right hand side. So it's a minus 16. So my next step will be 4 into m minus 6 equals to 0 minus 16 is minus 16. If you subtract 0 from any number, the same number remains. So now I will be transposing this 4 from the left hand side to right hand side. So next step will be m minus 6 minus 16 divided by, since 4 is multiplied on the left hand side, it will be, when we transpose, it will be divided. So now my next step will be m minus 6 I am dividing 4 to minus 16. So my answer is 4 4s are 16. And since it's a negative number, one of them is negative, the answer is negative. So my answer is minus 4. Now I am going to transpose this minus 6 from left hand side to right hand side. So m equals to minus 4 minus 6 when we transpose, or the 6 which is subtracted on the left hand side, when we transfer onto the right hand side, it will be added. So now to m equals to, signs are different, so we will be doing subtraction. 6 minus 4 equals to 2 and sign of a larger number. So my answer is m equals to 2. Insert exercise number 4.3, page number 89, question number 4. Now this A and B questions. I have written the question over here. You can pause the video and solve the questions. We may not have the same answers because we are constructing an equation. You may have a different equation which satisfies the value of 2, x equal to 2. Now let me solve question A. The problem is, construct the 3 equations starting with x equal to 2. Now we are going to do exactly opposite of what we did in previous questions. Now I need to construct 3 equations. So now my first equation, x equals to 2. I am constructing an equation. Yeah, x equal to 2. Now when I multiply x by 2, I need to maintain the equality, I'll be multiplying 2 onto the right hand side as well. So now when x equal to 2, 2x will be 2x equals to 4. Now I'll add 3 to 2x. So now when I add 3 to 2, this 2x, I'll have to add similar value on the right hand side. So my equation became 2x plus 3 equals to 7. So this is the one equation I have constructed from x equal to 2. You may have a different number. Since I have chosen 2, not necessarily you will be choosing, you will be multiplying by 2, or I multiplied first and then I added. You may have a different approach, like say the second equation. My first step is x equals to 2. Now first I have added 3 to x. Since I have added 3 to x, I need to add same number on the right hand side. So my next step will be x plus 3 equal to 2 plus 3 equals to 5. Now I am multiplying 4 to x plus 3. Since I am multiplying to the left hand side, I need to do same operation on the right hand side. So my ultimate equation will be 4 into x plus 3 equals to 20. So now I constructed this equation from x equals to 2. Now let's pay attention onto the third one. So my starting point is x equals to 2. Now I'll divide x by 2. So my next step will be x divided by 2. Since I am dividing on the left hand side, I will be performing same operation on the right hand side. So now the next step will be x divided by 2 equals to 2 divided by 2, 1. Now I am adding 5 to the left hand side. Since I am adding 5 to the left hand side, to maintain the equality, I need to add same number on the right hand side. So now my equation will be x divided by 2 plus 5 equals to 6. So these are my 3 equations when x equal to 2. Now we'll construct similar kind of equation for our problem B. So what they say in B, that see, B is construct an equation. So my first equation I am constructing for problem B, x equal to minus 2. Now I am multiplying 2 to x. Since I am multiplying on the left hand side, I will have to multiply on the right hand side, minus 2 into 2. So my next step will be 2x equals to minus 2 into plus 2 comes out to be minus 4. So now I am adding 5 to the left hand side, 2x plus 5. Since I am adding on the left hand side, to maintain the equality, I will be adding same number on the right hand side. So my next step will be 2x plus 5 minus 4 plus 5 comes out to be 1. So my equation is 2x plus 5 equals to 1. So now my second equation which I am constructing, x equal to minus 2. So here what I am doing, I am adding x3 to x. So here since I have added on the left hand side 3, to maintain the equality I have to add same number on the right hand side. So next step will be x plus 3 minus 2 plus 3 equal to 1. And now I am going to multiply 4 to x plus 3. Since I am multiplying on the left hand side, to maintain the equality I need to multiply same number on the right hand side. So my next step will be 4 into x plus 3 equals to 4. Now the second one, my second equation is 4 into x plus 3 equals to 4. Now let's look at my third equation, x equals to minus 2. Now I am adding 3 to x, or let's say I'll add 4 to x. So x plus 4, since I've added on the left hand side, I need to add on the right hand side as well. So minus 2 plus 4. So my answer will be x plus 4 equals to plus 2. Now I am dividing this x plus 4 by 1 by 2. So my answer will be, so my next step will be x plus 4 divided by 2. Since I am dividing left hand side by 2, I need to do the same operation here on the right hand side, 2 divided by 2. So my equation is half into x plus 4 equals to 1. So these are my 3 equations for the B, where it says construct 3 equations starting with x equal to minus 2.